Well, Everyman was an opera that myself and my wife Em wrote in 2009 for the Rydell Festival, based on the Everyman medieval morality play. And we've been talking with people in Hull for about 3 or 4 years about doing a project with it in Hull. And ultimately what we'd like to do is we'd like to stage the full opera, which is about an hour and 10 minutes long. But first we thought what we'd do is an outreach project where we do a shortened version of the opera in about 20 minutes and do it all in one day. Well, we've had prior workshops to this, but some people have only just come for today. So we are really trying to do an opera in a day, which we'll stage hopefully this afternoon at 3:30.
We've had 2 rehearsals and then this rehearsal. I think the same as everybody else, and we've totally enjoyed it.
So I'm actually new to Withernsea Ladies Choir. I started, I think, in May, I think it was. So I'm quite new, so I've only ever done 1 concert with them. And then obviously I've done this, which has been an amazing experience. I graduated from university last year doing musical theatre, so I have had experience in doing shows and things like this, but this is completely different. I was not expecting this. Like, opera to me is like in other languages and I don't really know how to describe it. Like classical, like really classical, but this is totally different, but amazing. It's phenomenal, and like hearing all the different parts come together and all the harmonies is just incredible. It really puts hairs on the back of your neck.
Why we've chosen to do this piece is because we're still really interested in the themes, even though it's a very old play. It's a morality play that was from medieval times, and in medieval times plays were educational. They were for the masses who could usually not read and write, so they had moral lessons. They were usually from the church, and they were about how to behave. And what we're trying to do, whilst we're really interested in the moral themes of this, is we're trying to expand and open and diversify and make more inclusive the same message of the original play Everyman, which is, it's the things that you do in your life that are good that matter most. It's what you do.
I've never seen an opera in my life, so
Now you're in one.
now I'm in one, yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. I like to try something new. I think you should always challenge yourself and try something new. So last year I helped with the puppets. This year I'm singing.
We managed to get funding from the Arts Council, and I helped to put that bid together to enable us to work with people from the whole area. So we've reached out to people in Hull, in East Riding and in North East Lincolnshire to take part in this project, which brings singers and dancers together to put together an opera in a day, or a 20-minute segment of a bigger opera. And it's been wonderful to reach out to various communities, lots of people who've never sung before, most people who've never done anything operatic before, and we're all coming together today for a whole day of intensive work together with a sharing performance later on at Stage at the Dock as part of Hull Freedom Festival.
I've never done opera before, and I've kind of actively avoided it, but I've really enjoyed this so far. It's been good. I never sang at all before 2017 in City of Culture. I had to go with the Freedom Chorus and just absolutely loved it. It was the singing with a group of people, the noise you can make together. When I first started, I used to get quite emotional and the words wouldn't come out. I used to choke up.
So I must admit, when I first saw the project being an opera, it did sort of put me off a little bit because I've never really seen one. I just had visions of these, great big ball-gowned ladies and big, really high voices and, glass shattering sounds. So it did put me off a little bit, but I'm actually really, really glad to have been involved and to understand, that actually it is an opera for the people. It reaches out to all kinds of different groups of people and kind of really speaks to everyone in their own way.
I do love the telling of a story, and I think opera can tell a story in its most diverse format, which it can involve music, singing, dancing. As you see, we've got circus skills in the show, together with set design. So it's a very diverse way in which people can get involved with the telling of the story. Well, of course, what we would very much like to do is a version of the full opera which everybody's quite excited about. So we will be doing another Arts Council bid and looking towards any funders that might want to sponsor us.